Okay. You're recording, go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening. City of New Haven meeting agenda, joint community development tax abatement. Wednesday, April 17th, 2024, 7 p.m. Board of Alders Chambers. Meeting can be viewed on Board of Alders YouTube. Board of Alders New Haven notice. The Joint Community Development Tax Abatement Committee will meet in person at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, April 17, 2024, in the Board of Alders Chamber, located at 165 Church Street, New Haven, second floor, to hear and act upon the following. LM 2024-0275, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving classifying the 10 Liberty project as a property used for housing solely for low or moderate income persons or families, providing an abatement of real estate taxes for the 10 Liberty project, and authorizing the mayor to enter into a tax abatement agreement with 10 Liberty Owners LLC in accordance with Connecticut General Statute Section 8-215, noted Charter of the City of New Haven, Article 5, Section C, and the City of New Haven Code of General Ordinances, Section 28-4. This item is on file and available for public inspection in the Office of Legislative Services, 165 Church Street, New Haven. For order, Honorable Carmen Rodriguez and Honorable Jose Crespo, co-chairs, attest Honorable Michael Smart, City Clerk. If you need any accessibility-related accommodations, please call 203-946-7651, voice, or 203-946-8582, TTY, in accordance with the City of New Haven COVID-19 guidelines. Masks are optional. Public may send comments to public testimony at newhavenct.gov. Thank you all for being here this evening. If the committee from my right would like to introduce themselves.
Frank Verdetti, Ward 15.
Sally Kohler, Ward 18.
Brian Wingate, Ward 29, Community Development.
Jose Crespo, Ward 16, Chair of Tax Abatement and Co-Chair Joint CD Tax Abatement Committee.
Alder Carmen Rodriguez, Chair of Community Development.
Frank Douglas, member of Community Development, Vice Chair and of Tax Abatement, also Vice Chair.
Brittany Mayberry Nyblack, Ward 20, Community Development Committee.
Sarah Miller, Ward 14.
We'd like the presenters to come to
Please come to the table.
Come to the table. As you are joining us, we're going to ask everyone that is presenting to give us your name and address for the records, please.
And I'd like to recognize our majority leader, Walter Berman, for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Ellen Rosenberg, 212 West Valley Street, Office of New Haven, Office of Economic Development.
Carolyn Cohn, 131 West Park Avenue, New Haven, Connecticut, and my partner in law firm, Brothers Holtzman Woolman, at 271 Whitney Avenue in New Haven.
That was a mouthful. My name is John Cortell. My address is 51 Mountain Avenue in Maplewood, New Jersey. A passport was not required to my joining you today, and it's good to see some of you again. Haven't been here before.
My name is John Baymarty. I live at 26 Mountain Avenue in Mount Kisco, New York, and the representative of the development team.
Is there Mountain Avenue in every town?
Good evening. My name is Alex Merlucci from Inglace Architecture and Engineering, 632 Compton Avenue in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. I'm the architect and engineer for the project.
Excellent, please. You'll start your case.
Thank you. I'd like to just pass these out. I'm sorry. Yeah, so sort of divide them in half.
Thank you. Thank you for doing the passing.
guess.
Yeah, you already have.
Give it them, right?
Yes. Good evening, honorable co-chairs, Alder Crespo and honorable Rodriguez, and honorable members of the Joint Community Development and Tax Abatement Committee. And as I said, I'm counsel for the applicant, which is Liberty Owners, Town Liberty Owners. I think some of you may have seen this project before, but our presentation tonight is I was going to do an overview of the project for those who have not seen it. And then Mr. Cortell was going to talk about the financial aspects of the project and why we're seeking a tax abatement. And then I was going to do a very short conclusion about the legal standards. So to begin with, this is 10 Liberty Street, and the first picture shows its location, and it's to the south is Spring Street, and to the north is Putnam Street, and to the east is the train station. So this is truly a transit-oriented development, which is an important policy for the city of New Haven, the state of Connecticut. And what's unique about our application, I believe, is that it's 150 units of affordable housing. And although the Housing Authority in the past has done this, and maybe Monterey Homes as well, it's pretty unusual in New Haven. I've studied all of the tax abatements for the last 5 to 10 years, and they're generally 40 to 50 units. I mean, I recently did Winchester Green, it's 57 units. So having 150 affordable units is, I think, a quite unique situation where it's being done by a private developer. So the location in the next, it's not a slide, picture, is important because it's located very close to a number of employment centers, the medical district, the 101, 100 College Street. So, we're hoping it's really going to be attracting working families and enhance the neighborhood and enhance their lives as well. So, the next picture shows the current state. Right now, there are 4 buildings system right? And they were the electrics company, which was a lighting manufacturer and a showroom, but they're in pretty bad shape. And the company has not been operating for many years, and so they're basically vacant, dilapidated buildings. And if you go to the next picture, this is what we hope you can see. So the units mix will be 3 bedrooms, mostly 1 and 2 bedrooms. Almost all of the units are 1 and 2 bedrooms, and then a very few efficiency units. So the idea is really to have this for families in the Hill community. And among the improvements, there will be a number of new street trees. And then you see in the lower left-hand corner, these are all the amenities. So there'll be a gym, there'll be a co-working space so people can do their resumes, or if they're small businesses, they can work at home in that area. And there'll be a lobby. And then on the lower right-hand corner are what we call galleries, and these will be spaces that will be available to the community. If the community wants to have events, they schedule it with the management of this new development. And we just thought we'd show you some pictures of what the development's going to look like in the interior, a lounge, and a fitness center, community room, and another house. And then the next pictures we thought would show you some precedent images of the interiors. We're hoping that they have very nice interiors, just like you find in a market rate home. regulating from the development. So with that, I'm turning over to Mr. Cortez, who can tell you why we're seeking a tax abatement, how we came up with the number that we're seeking, and why it's necessary for this project.
Thank you for that narrative opening. Some of you have seen me before, and we were here in part because we solicited from the state funding to support the demolition of the existing buildings. And we are now very much in the throes of the process with state agencies that support affordable housing to effectuate a capital stack that will work to support the 150 units. They have confirmed their preliminary support with a formal invitation to apply, which is a mechanism that they have used as a form of preliminary commitment. And so with the idea of moving to a formal commitment this summer, we are asked to affirm all of the details are in place. So as Carolyn alluded, we have a site plan approval that supports the contemplated development. We now have state support for the demolition and abatement of the existing building, and are working to assure the availability of the first mortgage and subsidy mortgage financing from the state agencies that will enable this project, financing the project, which will assure its long-term affordability. And in order to lock down the first mortgage financing to assure the amount of that financing, we have to demonstrate the availability of the tax abatement. And I mean, this is a committee that's not unfamiliar with this concept, but we are attempting to achieve an end product that will be worthy of the city and worthy of the primary place this site, the visibility of this site. It's, as I think we discussed last time, I know that the transit district has a great deal of energy around the transit district. New development is coming, but this feels like such an amazing opportunity to put affordable housing first, to I want to say, set a place up front at the table at the transit district for affordable working families. And with this abatement, we can make sure that this project is financeable, and the duration of the abatement assures the long-term affordability.
Great, thank you for that presentation. Thank you both for that insight. Any additional comments?
I do have a few.
Yeah.
Are you done? Yeah? Okay.
We wanted to move on.
If you don't mind, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that I forgot to mention. So we also hope this building is sustainable, and it will be all electric, and there will be solar panels on the roof. And the AMI is an average of 60%, and so the range will be 30 to 80%. And I did a sheet so that you could see what the taxes at $400 a unit would be over the 17-year period. And so year one and year two, as you know, is frozen, and the taxes really are pretty consistent with what the taxes are today, the first year. And then it does increase by 3% each year, as I believe this committee has requested in the past, so that it comes out to, over the 17-year period, $1.2 million. I think that is it, but I just on the law part of it. So there's the charter, there's the statute, there's an ordinance, and there are the board of alderman rules that say what you must do with the money. And there are 4 things that particularly the state statute says, which I believe that we comply with, which is it allows you to have rents below the market rent. It allows you to improve the quality and the design of the building. And if you have any questions about the design of the building, that's why we've asked our architect to be here tonight. And allows you to, you must use the money to affect housing where persons, families of varying income, and this will do that. And finally, it allows you to provide related services and facilities, so that would be the amenities that we're hoping to have. And that concludes my part of the presentation.
Great, thank you. Wonderful presentation, and we definitely want to thank you for that opportunity. That it's something that aligns with our legislative agenda, allowing for affordability, for housing, especially for those vulnerable populations in our city. So thank you for that. And before I continue, Madam Chair, and I'll open up the committee for questions. Alder?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question is, can you tell us the breakdown of how many of each units will be in the building out of the 150 units?
How many
Yeah, yeah, like how many 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms?
Yes. So we have 4 efficiencies, 86 1-bedrooms, 57 2-bedrooms, and 3 3-bedrooms.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank
We'd
you.
like at this time to recognize Alder Hamlet.
Alder Saldicola.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for your presentation. How many apartments are available for a wheelchair person?
Well, by law, it has to be 10%.
But is the building designed for a wheelchair? It's totally different. Light switches are different, countertops are different, bathrooms are different. Is there a designated apartment for a person in a wheelchair?
We designed it, yes, we designed it to comply with the International Building Code, or the Connecticut State Building Code. All the common areas are accessible all the way through the building. There's an elevator all the way up to all the floors, and any of the common area amenities are also accessible.
What about the apartment?
Yes, and the apartments.
And just so you know, as a developer, we passed a new ordinance. Doesn't matter what the state says. Elevator, 1st to 4th floor. If it goes down, you have to have it done, fixed in 24 hours, or you get fined. I don't know if you know that, but
No, that's good to know.
we changed the rules in New Haven for handicap accessibility. It doesn't matter that it's over 4 floors. The new rule says it's every floor.
And if there are 2 elevators,
Yeah, if one goes down, the other, as long as they can get to it. But if both of them down, because usually the fire department has to carry them down the stairs.
so the issue is if you have 1 and it goes out, then the fire department has to step in. But if you have 2, then 1 can go down as long as you fix
Right,
it.
yes, I just want to make sure you're aware of this rule that we made for handicapped people in New Haven. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for telling us. Yeah.
Thank you, Alder Saldicola. Any other questions? Alder Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for the presentation. Can you tell us, once the building is developed, who manages it? Is it managed by your company or by a individual company?
Yeah, why don't you take that? Sure.
So, as a development partner here, we wear a couple of hats. One, we have construction companies, we build, and we build to own and manage. So, the company I'm with is Wilder Balter Partners. More recently, the senior partners is retired, we're now WBP Development, but we own and operate roughly about 4,000 apartments in about 40 communities, mostly throughout the Hudson Valley. So the intent is that we'll manage the development, and that management is typically multi-tiered. So we have a presence in the building, property manager, we have regional managers, and then we also have live-in superintendent.
Okay, great, thank you very much.
For the supervisor.
Alder Douglas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. How many floors on this project?
5.
5? Thank you, that's all. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any questions? So I'm certain that you guys had an opportunity to hear what was the recommendation of LISHA.
Yes, we do.
And so at this time, I would like to bring it to the table that the recommendations were to, instead of starting here with a 400, to bring it up to 450 with 3% increase every year after that. What say you?
I think we pursue this undertaking as partners to deliver affordable housing in a manner that supports the city's ambitions. And I think if this is the recommendation of this committee, we will accept it as a signal of your support for this enterprise.
I appreciate that, and I think that will certainly demonstrate the collaboration and spirit of working together into the city, because one of the things that we're trying to do is remain consistent with what we've done in the past. And I know you certainly have done the homework of the last 5 to 10 years. And in recent developments, we've increased it to 450 to maintain an opportunity, not just affordability, but also to ensure that the best interest of the city is always considered. So residents, the city, and to ensure that we're doing our due diligence. So thank you for being in agreement with that.
Yes, your message was conveyed.
Thank you, appreciate that. Any additional questions from the committee at this time? Seeing none, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Does anyone from the public wish to testify on the item that has just been discussed? Yes. Does anybody from the public wish to testify on the item that was just discussed? Does anybody from the public wish to testify in favor or against? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion of this meeting.
I'll make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No abstention? The ayes have it. We hereby close the public portion of this meeting. Madam Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Alder DeCola.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to make a motion, a motion to.
You gotta move it first.
Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta move the item. Sorry.
No worries. Remember,
I'm tired.
remember our tax payment days. Alder DeCola.
What's that? Okay. I'd like to amend.
Point of order.
I would like to move.
Move the item first.
I said I moved the item.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Now,
Seeing none, all in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Alder DeCola.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Now I'll get it right. I'd like to amend this motion here to change it from $400 per unit starting in the third year to $450 a unit starting in the third year.
We'll hear a second.
Second.
Discussion. So I agree. That is definitely something that the team was able to not just talk about this evening. You know, we were able to have a sense of where do we feel comfortable. The 450 number is something that's comfortable. As you heard it from the folks that came in, the petitioners, they're willing and accepting that offer. So I think that is something that we're, as alders, are doing our due diligence. So I agree with that. Any additional comments? Madam Chair.
I want to say this is a great opportunity for the area. This building has been abandoned for several years, and moving this forward.
You're talking about the.
We were talking about
The amendment, my apologies. I will wait for that. My apologies.
Any additional comments? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The amendment has been approved. Alder DeCola.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move the item as amended, that it's $450 starting in the third year with a 3% annual increase up to 51.
Move the item as amended.
Okay, move the item as amended. Second.
Item has been moved as amended, and it was seconded. Discussion.
I'm jumping again, not start all over.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Now I get it right. I like as the motion as amended, that we're $450 starting in the third year.
No, 450, that's the amendment. You don't-
Okay, so just moving the amendment.
So it's there's a motion at point of order. There's a motion on the table.
Yeah.
It's been seconded. Now we can talk about the motion that was made as an amendment. Discussion.
I like it.
Alderman Nicole?
I like it.
There we go.
Simple.
Sorry. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mrs. Chair. We wanted to, again, my apologies. I want to discuss that this property has been vacant for several years, and I know that a lot of the residents over in the Tober Square community are very excited to hear that this development is coming to fruition, and also that many residents will be able to have affordability. This is what our legislative agenda is. So happy to hear that we are getting 150 units of very affordable apartments for the area we support in the Hill. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I want to thank, Town Liberty Owners LLC and the team, Carolyn and her staff and her office for coming down today to make this a reality for our folks. So thank you. Other Boogie?
No, I just want to say, thank you to, the partnership, that was shown tonight. Thank you for, understanding our vision around the city of New Haven and affordability and what that really looked like for our residents. So thank you once again for stepping up to the plate for the 450, because we really want you to be in this neighborhood. We're excited about affordable housing. It's one of our legislative agendas that we put forth, right? Because we care about the neighborhoods, we care about the community at large and our partners, right? Because you've been here for, I believe, 4 or 5 years now. And we're excited about you hanging around even after development is done, right? And enjoy our pizza and our good food in the city of New Haven. So I just want to say thank you, and I fully support the project.
Thank you, colleague. Alder.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I do think this is a very good idea. I just believe that there should be more units, more 3-bedroom units that can target families, because there's only 3-bedroom units. Speaking to people in the neighborhood, housing is a crisis in New Haven, and more of our families are struggling to find affordable housing, single moms with multiple children. This is 150 units, but there's only three 3-bedroom units. So I believe that there should be more units that can be for more families. Thank you.
Thank you, Alder. Seeing that no more questions, comments are being made, all in favor, indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
No discussion needed. All in favor to adjourn, please indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No abstention? We hereby conclude. Thanks so much.
Thank you, colleague.
Yeah, we're here at 6.
That's a wrap.
So, excuse me.